Since everyone is here, shall we start? Hello Angeline, let me introduce myself. My name is Nazira and here are the members for the helping session. We have Adele, Sazwani and Rosaline. So before we start, I would like to explain to you what is a helping session. So helping session is a process whereby someone who needs help is being helped by someone who is able to help. So in this case, we will be assisting you to find your ways out to solve your problems.
Okay.
So how are you feeling today?
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just that I'm a little bit stressed out right now.
So you are feeling a little tense. So what is exactly going on?
As you may know, I'm now enrolled in the last semester of my program and am nearing the finish of my study. It's becoming increasingly difficult for me to cope with studying and working at the same time. We just really stressed with how things have been going.
Okay, can we talk about some of the challenges you have faced in balancing employment, education, and everything else? What exactly is bothering you now that you appear to be a little more distressed today?
Actually, I'm having a hard time to manage my time for study, working, and to rest. Especially right now, I am in my last semester for my program, and sometimes I don't have a time for me to rest until I got insomnia in order to catch up my study. However, everything doesn't not going well even though I try so hard to catch up my study.
So, can you tell us more about it?
Well, I take school very seriously and attempt to do well in my class and on my assignment. And simply, I don't feel like I'm performing as well as I should be. I'm putting in a lot of effort to improve my grade, but I'm still getting the same outcome. It used to be so easy for me to follow my teacher instruction and receive a good score, but now it feels like a struggle for me. I was continually concerned that I wasn't doing well enough for this last year of my studies.
Have you received any feedback on your performance from your teachers or classmates?
All my teachers appear to think that I'm doing well. They claim that I received positive comment on my assignment, but to ensure that I'm doing well, I pay close attention to the details, such as making sure the instructions are clear, that I am following the instruction to the letter, since I'm scared that if I'm not clear on what the assignment is, I won't perform it very well.
So you are working hard to perform a decent job, but not to the level of precision in terms of assignment details. So you are now seeking to find out more about the task. You are putting in more effort to maintain your previous grade. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. Now I'm nearly obsessively emailing the teacher to clarify the work that I have done and make sure they think I'm doing well in class, although I think that I'm not doing it well.
So when you are experiencing this feeling, right, I'm guessing it is anxiety or stress. What's going through your mind? What are you thinking about?
Well, I guess I'm just feeling the buzz because I worked so hard throughout this program and don't want to make a mistake now. But because if I don't achieve this score and I feel like all my difficulties were for naught, and if I'm angry, I'm going to be undoing all this work that I've put it throughout this program. If I don't keep that degree of precision that you mentioned, I feel like I've let myself down or fail because I slacked off near the end of the program. programs and it's so close to the completion.
So you have worked hard to get good grades, right? What do you think has changed?
I'm not sure about that. It didn't bother me as much at the start of the program. I enjoy education, but now I feel compelled to read this since it caused me worry and continuous scare.
You mentioned part of it was you are closing to the end, right? But is there anything else?
I don't know where to start. So we have the same student throughout the semester, but this semester there is a new student in the program and she seems to be causing me a lot of stress now that you mention it.
So what do you mean by that?
You see, throughout the program, I kind of consider myself to be the student who got the best grade and there this award and the end of the program for doing really well, and I kind of made it a goal of mine to get this award at the end because I thought like that would show that I really try hard. This program really meant a lot to me. For the whole program so far, it was me. I was like the front runner, I guess, for this award. But for this semester, there are new student, and then I come to find out she had like 4 flat before.
So if I'm reading you right, before this, you really didn't have any competition for this award that you were aware of, and now you're feeling like you really do, is it?
Yes. Right, now I'm doing a lot of pressure. I feel that I have put in so much effort during the program. And now that a new person has arrived, she may be in charge, so I go above and above to ensure that I am still on track. Same goes to the award.
And paradoxically, that causes you to be more anxious and more stressed because you have worked harder. Is it?
Yeah, it causing me a lot of anxiety with a school which is no longer as enjoyable for me as it once was.
So if you didn't win, what would it mean if you couldn't obtain the award?
I guess part of me will wonder why I signed up for the program if I know I'm not going to be the greatest for this awards. So why will I bother to try? If she won the awards instead of me, then why did I work so hard all of this time when I could have been slacking them the whole time and gotten away with it? Why did I give up my button if it was all for nothing?
So it is all for nothing if you didn't win the award. Am I right?
I mean, I suppose it's not the only that matter, but a part of me think that if I don't do my hardest and perform well and win this award, then why did I try so hard the rest of the time? It as if it's cancer out of all other things. If I were to have a result like this at the end of the race, it will be as if I have put in a lot of effort during the race just to lose at the end of the competitions.
You're not really losing the race, right? Because you still be able to graduate and you're just not obtaining the award you want, which will be fantastic and certainly an accomplishment. But the purpose you came to the program was to earn a degree. However, it is now taking a greater significance for you, and winning this award has been a real goal for you. With the new student coming in and greater competitions, you're feeling anxious and working harder for the same grade. Isn't it true that you're stickler for details?
Yes,
Also, it isn't necessarily a terrible thing, in my opinion. It's just that it could have been taken too far because it could be ineffective, and you probably heard about the term perfection is enemy of good before, right?
Yes.
Does that make sense in terms of what it could mean?
Yeah.
The desire to be perfect or to win the award is potentially causing you not even to perform well. You are experiencing anxiousness and putting forth a lot of effort.
And now, even when I read, I feel like I'm freaked out about it. I'm reading the right thing and memorizing every word, but I'm not remembering everything, and it's starting to affect my grade.
Is there any way you could win the award while still accomplishing worthwhile objective? Is it necessary to go for the prize or is it worthwhile?
When you reflect that back to me about how I have to win the award, like I believe it makes sense. It seemed a little stupid. Going into it, I didn't have a specific goal in mind. Why does the fact that there are multiple levels of success matter so much to me? As you previously said, I believe it's not solely about the award. I think I'd be satisfied with just having a degree and learning what I've learned, and I still consider it a worldwide journey, even if I didn't receive any award. But at the moment, the prospect of not receiving the honor might be extremely distressing. That an option.
The award validates all the hard work that we have done, right?
Exactly.
And your mind losing the award invalidates all the hard work you have done.
Yes, you're right.
But in reality, there's probably somewhere in the middle, a shade of gray in which you are still a good student and graduate, but you don't have the extra black object on the wall. That is all you'll be missing. Regardless of the award, would this award have any impacts on your employment?
No, I don't believe it so. I don't think many people will know it in the long term of it. I put in a resume or something, and I don't think it will make much of a difference.
And you didn't know about it when you first came in. You are already working hard.
Right? I was completely unaware of that at first.
So in a way, although obviously we can do this, if you could forget about the award by winning it, that would be great. You are already doing so well, yet the potential of failure is making you nervous.
Okay.
That's the thing that's holding you back.
It makes me nervous to make error, attempt a new thing, or do well since I'm afraid of being judged by my teacher if I'm not doing well enough.
Oh, I understand that. There is no tolerance for any type of mistake.
I know it, right?
So now that these awards are right in front of you, you feel like you cannot possibly make a mistake or just go right to a catastrophe.
It's like I'm working on an Excel, anticipating my grade to plummet if I stray too far off the path.
So, in order for you to feel better about it, I guess you shouldn't put as much value in that approach.
It's quite difficult for me.
Is that something you actually want?
Yes.
It will be great, and that's fine. So we have talked about your problems and what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you're attempting to get everything assigned correctly, and you're dimly thinking about not losing or not getting these awards. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about something?
I mean, when I'm just doing my work,
Yeah, when you are doing your work and you sense that anxiety come on, or if you are thinking about winning or losing this award, what's on your mind at that very moment?
I think I'm simply going through a checklist like I do this today and making sure I complete all of the tasks that were assigned to me.
So one of your higher level thought is, I have to win that award.
Yes, you are right.
I can see that you have an addictive response because you are able to reason logically, explain and defend your action. Is there any element of addictive response you might use at the time to mitigate this?
I guess I might say that this award is honorable to my university, and since no one will know about it in the grand scheme of things, it will have no bearing on future employment or how my coworker perceive me. They won't think less of me if I don't win this award, you know.
Okay, so you could say it'd be nice to win this award, but in the end, it's not really make a difference in my life in terms of my career.
Yes, you're right.
Isn't that a reasonable executive response? In your cases, you obviously want to win, true, and winning the honor would be fantastic. However, even if you don't, you still be an excellent student, a fantastic clinician, and your career will be with what? Do you think adaptive response is correct?
I sometimes feel like I do, and it's incredibly difficult to talk myself out of the spiral of I'm not doing the task right in the need of the moment. I'm in a bad way. This lesson is going to be a disaster for me. This award is going to be taken away from me. So I'm finding it's difficult to spare a lot of that right now.
So how much of the time do you think the adaptive response is true?
I think it's 50% of the time. It depends on the state of my tension.
Okay, so what would be your choice in the same situation, in the sense that she may or may not be aware of the award, or that she may be working toward it as well?
I don't even know if she know about the award.
Okay, let's assume she knows about the award. She is in a similar situation as you. What advice would you give her? She's kind of obsessing about this in the same way you are.
Yeah, I believe I will inform her that the rest of the class noticed how well she is doing. Her teacher complimented her on her work, so all signals go in that direction. Yet you're performing exceptionally well and achieving great success in the program from which you are receiving favorable feedback. So all of the signal and feedback are pointing to the fact that you are doing a fantastic job.
Your advice to her appears to be positive and encouraging. It is almost as if what you are saying yourself on the inside is more motivating than what you are telling her out loud.
Definitely it is.
So that suggestion is sufficient and appropriate for her. What makes it suitable for you?
I don't know. I sometimes feel like I hold myself to higher standard than I hold other people do. Like if a friend of mine come to me and told me the same situation, I'll be able to give a lot of advice and positive feedback. But it's really difficult for me because I hold myself with a higher standard than other people.
But as you phrase it to me, would you agree that your counsel to your friend is useful?
Yes,
but you're just having trouble applying that to yourself.
Yes.
So that is where we need to put in some effort. So while you can understand the logic of it all, your emotions are in sync.
Correct. It makes sense in my head, and I will know that to tell someone else, but I don't always believe it when I say it to myself.
Alright, I see. So here's what I want you to do. You would explain all this to me, but I want you to actually complete one thought record.
Okay.
I know after having said it all, it might seem like doubling the work. I think something would change when you write something down and have to face it on paper. It is also a good tool to remember exactly you thinking and then work through the adaptive response session. There are some items at the bottom of the thought record, questions you can ask yourself to help you to form adaptive responses.
All right.
And maybe write out a few different ones, but there's plenty of room if you see it right. That's actually the largest grid cell, is that one on captive responses of the responses. And it doesn't have to be short, and there's a really good thinking that they can be long and they can also be realistic, like I like to win and it would be good to win, but at least we have to be successful.
Okay.
Adaptive response, in my opinion, pushes knowledge to the sideline of failures. It isn't necessary for it to be entirely positive.
Okay.
It must be practical and reasonable, and most importantly, you must believe it. There's a section where you can state what percentage that you believe in. That's something you could write in.
Okay.
We will look at that from week to week and as we move closer to your graduation. Hopefully it brings some relief from this anxiety, and that's how you plan.
Okay. Thank you so much for helping me on my problem.
Alright, you're welcome. We hope to hear from you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.